This playthrough is rated T for teen. The game is afoot once again, dear viewers. Greetings and salutations. Vauldemare here with another new game from my library, and this time it's Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Silver Earring by Frogwares Games, created in 2004. With the success of The Mystery of the Mummy, Frogwares Games was able to, and I think they sold like, over the course of its lifetime, I think that game sold over 1 million copies, which for an adventure game, a point-and-click adventure game, at least I believe is 1 million. I might be off on the numbers there, but I think that was its lifetime sales or whatever. But that's pretty impressive for a point-and-click adventure game. It was enough for them to keep spawning more games in the Sherlock Holmes franchise. So this game was made in 2004, and the gameplay style has changed a bit too, which is weird because they changed the gameplay style a bit in this one, and then when they made their next game, they went back to first-person mode. It's a bit strange. Well, sort of. I'll go over that whenever I get to that game. But this is second in their game of series. However, timeline-wise, I think this is the 7th game in the series. Apparently, even with their newer games, they've been trying to add a timeline to like how this all works. They also changed how Holmes looks in this one. In the original game, he had more of a Daniel Rathbone type of look, and then they kind of changed his look a little bit in this one. Although you could also assume he's a little bit older. And he has help with Watson this time around, as opposed to the previous game, which was just him by himself. But let's not prattle on for too long. Let's get into this case and see what Sherlock Holmes is up to once again.
Dear Mr. Holmes, please let me thank you one more time for your help in solving the case of the Turkish medallion. I'm sure that if the story could go public, the whole country would be as grateful as I am to you. As you may have surmised, I have a very urgent and confidential matter which requires your immediate assistance. You probably are aware that we are going to celebrate the birthday of a very important person, a member of the government. I can't mention their name in this letter for obvious reasons. The most famous and accomplished artists were selected and invited to perform. We are confident about their reputations. However, we have concerns about one performer in particular, a young Italian diva, Gallia, as there are certain rumors circulating about her. She has also provoked great acclaim in every European capital where she has appeared. We want to include her in this gala event, but have reservations about her reputation. She is, as fortune would have it, in London for another engagement. Sir Bromsby has invited her to perform during a reception to commemorate the return of his daughter to England. Due to reasons of politics and security, I can't attend the reception myself. Apart from yourself, I do not know anyone else I would be able to complete a mission of such importance. Together with this letter, I am sending 2 invitations, as I assumed your eminent colleague, Dr. Watson, would be accompanying you. A cab will arrive at 221B Baker Street at 8 p.m. to take you to Sherringford Hall. Even though I know that the prospect of attending a private concert given by perhaps the best voice in Europe is very attractive for a music lover like yourself, please allow nothing to distract you from this important mission. Yours sincerely, Lord Cavendish Smith.
How can we refuse a mission of such importance? Appearances to the contrary, I believe that the future of the nation can depend on our presence. Are you with me?
If the future of the nation depends upon our presence, Holmes, then you can count on me.
Please come right in. According to the request of Lord Cavendish Smith, during the dinner you'll be seated together.
What do you know about Sir Bromsby, Holmes?
I have never met the man, and I do not follow what is written in the newspapers. However, I can tell you that Sir Bromsby is a man of approximately 50 years old, tall in stature. He is impulsive and may be prone to violent outbursts. He is of low birth, has few intimate friends, and does not like women. He must be a very aggressive businessman who would not hesitate to go beyond the law if it served his purposes. I'd like to add that today he is going to make a very important declaration concerning his business. And you, Watson, what have you heard about him?
Well, I doubt that I would be able to give as detailed a description as you have just recited. Holmes, how can you say you do not know the man and give such an account?
Watson, you know my methods. Look at the stage and the stand near the fireplace. It is obvious that they are prepared for a very tall man. I see the hostess and servants anxiously glancing in the direction of a door from which their employer must enter. Their expressions go beyond nerves and suggest fear. Only a violent and unpredictable man can cause such anguish. Now look at the guests. The men present at this party are mainly composed of military officers and rich entrepreneurs. All of them are in their 50s and are clearly business associates, so I decided that he is of their age. Furthermore, to have risen as rapidly as he has in this society, Sir Bromsby would have to be a very ruthless and intelligent businessman. The women present reveal much. Beautiful women and young girls, all neatly but rather cheaply dressed. Watson, look more carefully. There are no chaperones. No ladies would appear in public without suitable escort, I assure you. They stare at the youngest gentleman to find a convenient cavalier and cluck like chickens at the smallest idiocy. In short, a man who would invite only business associates and women of the lower classes to the birthday party of his only child must have few friends, rather poor taste in women, and little regard for his daughter. Another item of note, but not the least, observe that group of men speaking very quickly. It's a group of reporters armed with their notebooks gathered together now that the time of the address is coming. These are not the society reporters for the Times sent to cover a gala birthday party. These are the regular reporters who would come only to gain news about the future of the Bromsby Empire. I will conclude by saying that no man, except a lunatic, would accept such an arrangement of tables and furniture. Look quickly, Watson. I hear applause. Sir Bromsby is coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you all for attending this special reception. In fact, this moment is a turning point for many people.
Watson, quick! Tell Miss Lambert not to allow anyone to leave and to send a man for the police immediately.
Uh-oh. Well, it's like the case of the silver earring is starting off with straight-up murder. So, but yeah, as you can tell the difference from the Mystery of the Mummy to the silver earring, you can tell that there's a lot difference in terms of graphically speaking, sound speaking, and voice acting is a lot a lot better this time around. Maybe that's debatable, but for the most part, the voice acting is a whole lot better. So, we got Sherlock Holmes. In this case, instead of in the previous game where we clicked on a thing and moved, we still click on a thing and move, but in this case we actually see Sherlock Holmes moving around. So you just click on a spot and Sherlock will walk towards it, or whoever you're playing at the time. If you wish to run with the character, you need to double click twice. I don't know if I can actually do that at this point. Probably not, because I'm in this specific setting. If you right click, we can go into our inventory here and take a look at what we have here. So right now we have a tape measure and magnifying glass. We also have our item book here. Got 4 different sections on here. We got our, this is for dialogue. So over the course of the game, when you talk to people, certain information will pop up here. This is your test tube. Or test findings. So Sherlock Holmes, being a scientist in the books and in the games, he'll make little notes about what he finds discovery via test tubes and stuff like that. He'll mark it here. These are notes on the party and everything like that. So, for example, the letter to Lord Cavendish is right here that we just saw earlier. So you can take a look at that. And then we've got the program and Miss Bromsby's 18th birthday right here, as you can see here. Celebratory program in honor of the return of Miss Lavinia Bromsby, away for 6 years at Swiss boarding school on her 18th birthday. Dressed by Sir Bromsby, French dinner, recital overture by Philharmonic Orchestra of Umbridge, interpretation of Faust opera, extracts by famous Diva Gallia, garden party with English treatment. And then we got the map here. This shows the overall map of the current area we're going to be in and the map of London. So at some points in the game, we'll eventually have to go to different locales, not just where we're at. So keep that in mind while we're here. All right. So the way it works is the pipe will allow you to click on things. If it shows foot, it means you're going over into another area. And then if you have a hand here, it means you can pick up something. In this case, we got ourselves a letter. All right, so we can read the letter. So let's take a look at that. Oops, let's click on read.
The first handwriting is small and elegant. The second is hurried and forceful.
Okay, so now that we've got that, now we have a new letter here, the Bromsby speech. Acknowledgements. If a notable person is present, do not forget to acknowledge them. You welcome your daughter. You then invite her to enter the ballroom. When she is on the stage, you make your speeches for the journalist. Don't forget the villager and the serpent. What does that mean? Shooting at pigeons isn't mentioned in programs. Miss Lambert added this as the last moment. Don't forget to mention her. So this is a notes for his speech. Obviously, he doesn't need it now that he's, well, he has ceased to be. He is not living anymore. So
Excuse me, if I may. I am Sherlock Holmes.
What do you wish to know?
So whenever you want to talk to a person, their little portrait will pop up, and then you just click on the portrait, and you'll talk to them, and you'll use this to get information. So this is one of those games where you basically want to find everything, and you cannot leave a place until you find everything. But you'll know you'll find everything if Sherlock or Watson mention something, and then they go back to Baker Street to go over their notes for the day. So you can't. I think there's only one spot in this game where you can possibly miss something due to like a bug or a glitch. So that won't be till much later. But this is one of those games that makes sure that you find everything. So it's not like one of the old games where if you could possibly miss a bit of information on day 2, and then by day 4 you need it and you don't have it. You have to play the whole game all over again, or at least all the way back to day 2. So yeah, it's a little. I'm glad. I've actually played adventure games like that where you had to, if you forgot something, you had to replay the whole game or at least half the game because you forgot something. And yeah, glad a lot of games don't do that anymore. But anyway, let's talk to this guy.
I must ask, who are you?
I'm the doctor from the village near the hall.
All right. Oh, and you want to talk to someone, it'll be right here on the. So you can say, it's best to just ask him everything and then leave. That's pretty much it.
Is he still breathing?
He died instantly.
Well, at least he didn't suffer, I guess.
Where is the bullet?
It's still in the body. I must obtain police authorization to extract it.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Thanks, Doctor.
Never mind.
The what? Never mind. What are you talking about? All right, whatever. But anyway, let's talk to this bloke right here.
Good day. My name is Sherlock Holmes. Would you mind if I asked several questions?
If it helps you.
All right. It may help me, may not.
Did you notice anything peculiar at the time of the shooting?
I jumped up, and then I looked in the direction of the shot. There, I saw that little flirt, Miss Bromsby. She seemed to be placing something in her handbag amid a cloud of smoke. Then she rushed to the stage. I must say, her sudden inheritance should be a fine present for her birthday.
Weird sense of humor. But yeah, you saw it. It almost like maybe she shot the gun, perhaps.
What precisely was your relationship with the victim?
We were partners with the old scoundrel. I'm sorry, Sir Bromsby. He personally invited me. He gave me every assurance there would be plenty of fresh meat, if you take my meaning. Well, there was, but some of it was quite cold.
Old humor, huh? You gotta love it.
Were you an associate of the victim?
Yes, he seems so much bigger when he's lying down rather than standing.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much.
It is nothing, dear fellow.
All right. Well, let's keep looking around. That's all we can get from these fine fellows. So, all right, we just don't want to go in the rooms yet. So let's talk to this guy.
You do not seem the least bit alarmed.
In India, I became quite familiar with the sound of gunshots. Therefore, their sudden occurrence does not alarm me as they would a woman or certain officers in attendance.
Huh. Well, I guess if you've been to the war, gunshots become, well, or you either get used to it or you get PTSD from it, one of the two.
Why didn't you intervene?
It would have been of no use. Whoever he is, the man who did this is either a perfect shot or extremely lucky, because old Bromsby had no chance at all.
Yeah, if someone gets you with a gun, there's very few things you can do.
Could you explain your presence at this reception?
Bromsby sent me 2 invitations for myself and the wife. My wife has fainted due to the shock of these events. I do hope her condition will last a good while longer, so that I may toss off several glasses of this excellent sherry.
Well, at least you enjoy yourself, I guess, despite everything.
Very well. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I have no idea what sherry tastes like, so I'm not a purveyor of alcohol. So I am a teetotaler. So, all right, there should be a yeah. Here it is. Whoops, almost missed it. Sherlock Holmes, quit walking like a drunk. You haven't had enough sherry today. All right, let's come on. Yeah, this is I wouldn't say this is the worst in terms of pixel hunting, but there is a bit of pixel hunting in this game. So,
Look, what's this?
Let's see, a piece of dirty white cloth. So we got that in our inventory now, so that'll be something we'll have to check out later. Alright, let's see if there's anyone else we can talk to before we go on to the next section. Yeah, there's an old man here. Let's talk to him. Alright, old man. Give it the goods.
That shot was dreadful, wasn't it?
It's neither the first nor probably the last I shall hear in my life. Tell me, young man, are you a barman or not? Because I'm dying from thirst.
Nope, not today anyway.
Did you have a personal relationship with Sir Bromsby?
What impertinence! I will answer questions of this nature only if they issue from my superiors or the authorities, and you, sir, are neither of those.
It's hard to say at this point if everyone knows who Sherlock Holmes is or anything, or if he's, or I know in some of the books, some of his cases are ended up being low key that he just happens to solve off screen, but doesn't get the credit for it because Sherlock Holmes is all about the thrill of solving the mystery more than actually getting the reward for it. That's what his brother does. That's what Mycroft is all about.
Well, I must leave you now.
All right, young man.
All right, so nothing from that guy. Let's talk to the help and see if he has anything to say.
Excuse me, could you answer some questions?
You're quite welcome.
I am quite welcome, aren't I?
Where were you at the moment this tragedy occurred?
Like all the servants, I was in the ballroom. 'Twas the special orders of the old crab. In my opinion, it was done in particular to have more people there to applaud him. Canny old bird, wasn't he?
Well, he's not cutting anymore. He was shot like a bird.
What sort of man was Sir Bromsby? I mean, as an employer.
Troublesome and bad-tempered, but he paid well.
Well, the man hasn't gotten cold yet. You're already going, yeah, he was a. I didn't like him.
Are you personally at the service of the Bromsby family?
Yes, there are 5 of us who serve in the Sherringford Hall. There are Mary and Sue, the maids, Carl, our chef, Lamb, Sir Bromsby's coachman, and myself. All the rest were brought in just for the reception.
Okay.
And where are the rest of the staff?
Mary is cleaning downstairs. Sue went to comfort some little goose who had been crying bitterly. It's rather odd because it seemed to me she started crying before Sir Bromsby was shot.
And the coachman?
Lamb is at the main gate. Miss Lambert gave him specific instructions to throw out any reporters and ensure they do not re-enter the hall. However, it would not be good if he finds you've been asking questions here. Tell me, will my name appear in the newspaper?
Well, probably not because, Sherlock doesn't really tell us, unless Lestrade or someone from the authorities asks him, he's not really going to give it out to anyone.
Thank you for your help.
My pleasure, sir.
Not that Sherlock Holmes is trying to hide stuff, it's just he's trying to just solve things, and that just seems to go out of his way, so I don't think he's, Okay, that's it for this spot, so now that we talked to everyone and we found everything here, at least as far as I'm aware of, let's start exploring the other parts of the house.
The handle is twisted down.
Huh, which means it's been used recently.
It smells of gunpowder.
Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, you can see a lot of, what's this?
This black cloth is large enough to conceal a person.
Ah, alright. Oh yeah, when you're in an area like that, there'll be a thing in the corner to get you out of that inventory, so just to keep you aware, so while you're looking at something. So yeah, we grabbed this black cloth, so if someone was hiding something.
Handsome armor.
Anything about this armor?
Handsome armor.
Nope, nothing about that, so alright, let's see. Yeah, we got the, let's see, it should be right. Yeah, it's not the, I wonder if I can click on the, if it's this door I can just.
There's a greasy substance on the door handle. Seems to be a sauce.
Okay, let me go back in there really quick. Yeah, let me see, we're supposed to be able to, oops, no, not that. Put that up. Supposed to be able to interact with the powder here. Oop, nope, I don't want to do that. Back in. Should be... Oh, there it is. Okay, I was trying to... It's supposed to be this...
I need something.
Yeah, anytime Sherlock says he needs something, it means he needs something from his inventory to interact with that. Usually it'll be the magnifying glass, the tape measure, or the test tube. So, in this case, the tape measure.
The tracer powder is located at 1 meter 65 from the surface.
Okay, and then we need to... I think we already looked at the... Let's see... I need to interact with the places on the floor. Let me put this back. Let's see... It's not really letting me interact with that, so... I'm supposed to be able to take a look at the footprints. Yeah, like I said, there's a bit of pixel hunting in this game, so a little annoying, I'll admit. So, all right, well, let me look at the other stuff first before I continue on. So,
Handsome armor.
okay, I'm supposed to be able to check this.
Handsome armor.
Oh, maybe I already did that when I looked at the black bit of note there. So, okay, let's go this way. Oh yeah, if you right click you can get rid of the bar there, so if you need to look around or click on something, it keeps it from being invasive. So is that gonna... Okay, I don't want to go in there yet. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to remember if there's anything... Actually, I don't think... Okay, so we just need to be aware of this. I was thinking we were supposed to click on the footprints, but I think we don't actually have to do that. So, okay, I think we're good. So let's go to the next area. All right, let's look at this.
Look, what's this?
What is it? I don't know. Let's take a look. Ah, some hairs.
Black hair.
Oh, and yeah, you always use the magnifying glass if you're trying to, obviously, take a better look at something. So, all right, I think we're good on this area. We got the black hair. And a lot of this stuff I can't use here. Well, some of it I can't use here, but a lot of it I'm saving it to get some information later. So, okay. Now let's go back in here. Let's go to this room first. Alright, we're in the kitchen now. The previous area was just like a corridor or something like that, so...
Nothing of any interest here.
Yet I can interact with it. What are you talking about, game?
This is diabolically heavy.
Well, it's not like you're a weak man, Mr. Holmes, but... Because I think if I remember the books, he talks about being a pugilist. He knows how to box.
I need something.
So you need something for the stool there, huh?
I need something.
Now let's see if we can take a look at it. Now we got ourselves a medallion or something.
It is a poor copy of a uniform button. The cannon insignias are hand-drawn.
Ah, it's a button. Button. Who's got the button? Yeah, and if you need to change your... Because unfortunately the inventory screen is not like this big, huge thing like it was in the previous game. Now it's this little bar here, so you just have to shift between these two directional buttons to... check stuff, so. Alright, so let's see what else is around here. Yeah, let's get over here. Oh, there's a... Looks like the chef or something like that around here, so. Yeah, like all the little things going on kind of in the background. That's cooking. Although, shouldn't you be watching your food? Or you're simmering it or something like that? I don't know.
May I help you?
I'm just finding out about a murder.
Hello? Are you aware of what has just happened?
Yes, it seems that our master has got himself killed. Scott told me that much. On his daughter's birthday. And all these nice dishes. It took me so long to prepare them. What a disaster.
I'm sorry, all your work was for naught, pretty much.
How would you describe Sir Bromsby?
Well, as an employer, he was not easily satisfied, always insisting on some Indian or French dish. That old fowlet put it into Sir Bromsby's head that this Frenchman prepare better meals than the English. He would have had my master eating frogs stuffed with snails if he could.
I mean, from what I've heard about English cooking, French is much better.
A Frenchman?
Yes, a squint-eyed Frenchman. That must be done like this, and this must be placed like that. Well, he may well be a connoisseur of fine cuisine and service, but of everything else, Miss Lambert dared not even contradict him about the tablecloth's colour, though Bromsby hated white and insisted on blue to match the colour of the daughter's eyes. And look how he placed the tables in the ballroom. I have never seen tables arranged in such a manner.
All this over like tablecloth color and weird assortment of tables. I guess the French are very weird people indeed. No, well, at least in this time period.
The lid of your dustbin is quite heavy.
It makes some noise, doesn't it? At least we know when somebody closes it. I was in the cellar, and I heard the lid closing a little before that, what you said was the shot. I heard it again right after. But that surely must have been Mary, our maid.
Mary? But didn't we say it was really heavy? Unless, I mean, she could probably lift it, but, you know, it'd be pretty hard to do. Even Holmes said he had some difficulty with it, so... Not that Holmes is like a muscle man or anything, but...
You say it was Mary, the housemaid. How can you be sure?
The first time I saw her with my own eyes, when she came to empty the rubbish. She cautioned me not to fall asleep in the storeroom. She always has something amusing to say. The second time, I didn't see her. I only heard the lid close.
Huh, okay. Maybe she did it, but...
I will let you get back to your work.
All right. Good night, sir.
No, well, you gave us some interesting information, like the stuff about the tablecloths and everything. Whoop. Yeah, don't jimmy around too much, Mr. Holmes. Alright, let's go through this door now. Alright, this will be the second corridor over here. I believe this takes us into the, back in the hallway again, so... Alright, looks like... Ooh, what's this? Nice little area, corridor.
I need something.
Huh, alright. Usually you'll probably be using a magnifying glass for most of this. What's this? Looks like a small box with white powder in it. I see. Alright, well, anyway, let's get back up, so... Wait, wasn't there something else? I thought there was supposed to be something else in here as well. Unless he already said something earlier. Whoops, I didn't actually mean to go into the door itself, so... Let's see. I thought there was something else we could interact with here. Maybe not. Yeah, we don't want to go in there. Well, I mean, we'll have to go in here eventually. We have to check basically everywhere. I'm just double checking to make sure I found everything in the first area. Guess not. Or I guess we have, so let's go in here. Alright, let's see. Okay. Let's keep looking around. Whoop. Oh, there's someone's bag. Well, we did see that one lady during the cutscene. I don't know why you said I need something. Oh, it's for this, right? Okay. Well, let's use the test tube on this powder.
There's dust. Excellent.
We'll have to go back to the office for that part. So, anyway, let's unpack this bag we just got.
A small caliber pistol. A Wright model.
Perhaps the one who shot, that was shot. So, oh, we got passport of Lavinia Bromsby there. Oops. And then we've also got a ticket of train and boat from Geneva to London. Let's do that.
Train and ship tickets from Geneva to London.
And then we got the gun there. Are you not going to handle it, Mr. Holmes? Because you don't know how to use a gun, apparently? At least for the Mystery of the Mummy game. I forgot where in the timeline that one's supposed to take place. Like, if you... apparently all the Frogware games have a timeline set to it, so... Let's see. And then there's all the notes and everything like that there. And here's some of our information we got from ballroom, and the handle's twisted down, all this other stuff, so we can ignore that for now, so. Okay. Now let's see. Let's go. Oops. I'm trying to think which room we want to go for first. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. We just go in any room, so. Okay, that's back to the hallway itself. Let's go this way. Oh yeah, we can actually look at the map just to tell us where we're at, so. Or tell us where we're still in the house, so. Okay. Yeah, I'm walking around like a drunk today, apparently.
This room was rarely used. Everything else is in order.
This looks like the... Perhaps, well, let's take a look around first before we say anything. This might be the study or something like that, maybe. Let's see what that was. That is a visit card.
A calling card, written in French.
Ah, sacre bleu!
A textbook to study French.
Ah, ooh la la. I know a little bit of French, not much though, but I know it, so. That opens the door there. Let's see what else we can interact with here. I can't interact with this, huh? Let's walk over here then. Yeah, we had to interact with it from a different angle. How does that work? No.
I need something.
Perhaps the magnifying glass again?
I need something.
No. Oops. Test tube then?
Look, what's this?
I don't know what it is. What is it? More white powder. That's everywhere, huh? Well, depending on what time period you live in, you know what that white powder is. But we'll wait till Holmes tells us.
Very interesting. What a pleasant picture. And this lady is wearing a very nice earring.
Yeah, you can barely tell, but it's there, so I wonder if I can... There it is. To the future great actress with all my encouragement, Veronica Davenport. And there's the French card that we got earlier. Louis-Philippe de la Musadier, Imperial Reed waiter and wine waiter, Emeritus, Knight of Frankfurter, of the centuries-old Assembly Ponto. Huh. Yeah, unfortunately, some of this old text is a little bit hard for me to read, so I do apologize for that. But what can you do? So, anything else over here? Actually, this must have been the ladies' dressing room. Now that I think about it. So, yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, by the way, that picture on the wall there, it is one of the things. It's one of the few things you can actually miss in the game and still continue on it. So make sure you get it. So, trying to think what else we can do in this room. Let's see. I think we've. Let's check the notebook and maybe I missed that. What's it?
A textbook to study French.
No, maybe not. I'm trying to think if there's something else I can do with that. Maybe not. Oops. Let's get out of here. Okay, let's go back to the other door we missed earlier. I think we got everything in that room. I'll go over stuff again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I always, with these old point-and-click adventure games, you never know. Sometimes I think I've got something, then I'll miss it.
I need something.
You know, looks like footprints. So let's measure that thing.
It is a size 7.
Yeah, relatively small foot. Perhaps a female foot. No, doesn't say. What was he making noise for? You hear that like squeak stuff or whatever. So anyway, let's see what this is.
I need something.
Magnifying glass. All right. I guess just to check. Oh, this must be the smoking room because I think I have some of the, like old pipes like this, a trail of this, because my granddad used to smoke, and I think his father used to smoke. He stopped smoking shortly after I was born, because I guess he didn't want to, you know, give a secondhand smoke or something like that, which was nice of him. So, means I haven't really been affected by that too much.
Curious, this flaky ash does not come from this cigar.
Oh, really? Someone tried to hide the ash or whatever. Okay. Let's take a look over here. Yeah, looks like another book there, but nothing we can interact with, so let's go in this little room here. Yeah, the water closet or whatever. I think in Europe they call it a water closet when it's the bathroom for us. Oh, let's grab some soap, didn't we?
Look, what's this?
Didn't we have to grab soap in the last game to get like a key through the door or something like that? So, but let's use our magnifying glass to look at it. Ooh, what are these?
It's a pair of mustache scissors.
Ah, I wish I had a mustache. I can grow a mustache, but I have like a weird condition that like blotches my skin when it comes to like hair, so I can't leave it on there for too long. So unfortunately, I cannot have a cool mustache. But anyway.
Red greasy hair.
So red greasy hair, huh? Okay. I think that's it for this spot, other than obviously noticing the mustache, scissors, and the hair. So okay, let's go back. Yeah, sometimes Holmes' pathfinding can be a little awkward at times in this game. I mean, this was 2004 PC, so. Alright, I think we've got everything in this room. Let's see. Let's go through this door now.
There is a greasy substance on the door handle. Seems to be a sauce?
Perhaps a gravy or something like that, maybe? What's that? Oh, hello. I guess you're always, despite you're the master of the house being dead, you gotta get back to work, huh? That's not the maid. Whichever maid this is.
Excuse me, but would you be Mary?
What do you want, mister?
I'm here to arrest you. No, I mean ask you questions.
Did you hear the shot?
Of course, I heard everything. But I didn't stop my work. Imagine that someone else had been killed and not my master. Oh, he would have given me a good talking to.
Sorry you got a talking to.
What's happened here, on this carpet?
An idiot from Artford's turned over the fowl. Sir Bromsby passed by without even taking notice. It did seem his mind was elsewhere these days. Of course, it was probably because of Miss Lavinia's homecoming.
Oh yeah, that would have been most on his mind, so.
What do you think of your employer?
He could be the very devil at times, but not the worst. If you had just known my father. And then the master was so generous with our wages.
Really? It's kind of like, I'm trying to remember some other situations where, like, the Model T Fords, Ford himself, when he was building the lines, he actually paid more than was at the time, like paid his employees a lot. But the thing is, the whole work was so tedious and repetitive that people would still leave the job despite him paying people a lot to make those vehicles. It's crazy that you can pay a person so much, but if they just don't find the job interesting, or if it's dangerous or whatever, then they'll just walk away. It's crazy. So.
Did you go to the well during the reception?
Yes, I went there once to empty my bucket, but that was before the dreadful shooting happened.
Only once?
I told you, only the one time. I even called out to that lout Carl not to fall asleep. Oh, he spends his time drinking in the storeroom, and I often find him asleep there. Oh, but please, sir, you won't mention any of that to Miss Lambert, will you?
Nah, that's not I'm here to solve a mystery, not gossip or get the help in trouble.
And the Frenchman, how could you describe him?
He's a sly one. He's also cross-eyed. Oh, but most handsome and very talkative. Ask Miss Lambert. She's quite keen on him.
Well, when you only do so much in your life, gossip and stuff like this is the head of the game. But yeah, she mentioned something about the dustbin, so she only used it once, but didn't the chef earlier say something about it being used twice? So, interesting.
Did you observe anyone pass this way after the shot was fired?
No one's come this way, not from the moment I returned after emptying my bucket, and the whole while I've been cleaning. I only saw Scott, who was in the ballroom. He half opened the door to tell me the news.
Interesting. Well, thanks for the info.
Thank you, Mary.
Not to worry, sir.
All right, back to the job at hand. And we can't go upstairs yet. I can show you, but
Nothing of any interest here.
even though we should check out every avenue. Let's just step over this thing and just bugger. All right, now we're in the dining room here. So let's take a look around. Got pots and pans. Ooh, a suckling pig there. Nice little picture there. Roses. Let's see. No, we can pick up. I was just seeing if there was anything else before I picked up the obvious thing. Okay, let's take a look at that now. Man, look at all the stuff in our inventory. It's a little bit overwhelming, but it'll all even out. Don't worry. Flaky ash, red hair. The guest list, let's read that.
This is a woman's handwriting. What do all these annotations mean?
Huh, who knows? Let's take a look. Yeah, just use your mouse wheel, scroll, or however you've got your settings set up to move down. Guest list. Mr. Satterwaite, Major Lockhart, Mr. H. Grimble, Mr. H. Fallett, S.B.H. Montcalf. Wait, I wonder if that's a reference to the Mystery of the Mummy game. Mr. Asmith, Mr. Crawford, Sir F. Picton, Miss Roundtree, Mr. and Mrs. Uxbridge, Mr. R. Redford, Mr. J. McCannon, Mr. and Mrs. Sutterhine, Mr. and Mrs. D. Johnson, Colonel Patterson, Mr. U. Hodge, Mr. and Mrs. Blackface, Miss Nellie, Miss Laura, Mr. H. F. Graham, Mr. G. Sweeney, Lieutenant J. Simon, Miss L. Ingalls, sorry, S. Greystock, S. MacLeod, S. J. Speed, Dr. Jackal, whatever, Jackal. Interesting. I don't recognize. Well, I recognize the Montcalf just because there's a reference for the previous game, but I don't know if we're supposed to know any of the others or something like that. So anyway, let's keep going on. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, isn't that lady we saw during the cutscene or whatever at the red purse? Well, let's talk to these two fine folk right here. So let's talk to the dude first.
Let me introduce myself. I am Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, the infamous detective. We are heaven blessed by your presence. I am afraid I am still in shock.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you would be, huh? And I guess I am known in this. It's hard to say like who actually knows Sherlock Holmes and who doesn't, you know? Because I know Watson in the books. Watson was supposed to be basically his biographer, so every time he'd do a mystery, Watson would write the story and then sell the book or whatever, and so people would know Sherlock Holmes from reading the books and stuff like that. I don't know if he published all the stories. He just probably published the more famous ones, which is how the Sherlock Holmes stories are written. They're supposed to be written from Watson's perspective 9 times out of 10. So,
Tell us what you saw.
I was behind Sir Bromsby when it all happened. I am sorry, but as such I could not see anything of interest. But I am convinced that Miss Lavinia had nothing to do with it.
and that's Miss Lavinia, by the way, for those who are curious, because she has a. Well, actually, no one really has a unique look in this game because everyone's supposed to be regular looking. So, but you know, she stands out a little bit.
Whom do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Oh, I forget myself. We haven't been properly introduced. I am Herman Grimble, advisor to the late Sir Melvin Bromsby and minority shareholder of Bromsby Enterprises.
Oh.
So you knew Sir Bromsby well, then?
What a sad end for such a great man. We first met in India several years ago. That would have been before the birth of Miss Lavinia. We have been business associates and friends ever since that moment.
Yeah, used to be.
What sort of man was Sir Bromsby?
He was a man with strong character that at times seemed excessive. He was unyielding, but he was a good man.
Well, we won't know any further than that now that he's dead, so.
Have you any knowledge about the succession of his business interests?
I believe that Sir Bromsby had drawn up his will with his attorney and friend Horace Fowlett. When it is read, we will know more about the specifics. But I can assure you that nothing therein would threaten Bromsby Enterprises.
Nothing to threaten, huh?
And where is this Mr. Fowlett?
He must have been here, because he would have most certainly been invited. Although he is hardly a person of high society. Where could he be, I wonder?
Yeah, I wonder.
We have found Sir Bromsby's speech. There's something quite puzzling about it.
Ah, you talk about the notes that I left for him. Sir Bromsby always improvised his speeches in public as well as in business. Nevertheless, it was still necessary to remind him about particular points. So I sometimes made notes for him on a sheet of paper. Hold on, he must have made that odd notation himself. It says something about a peasant and a snake. What could it mean?
So even you don't know what that means. Something to further check on later, I guess.
Did Sir Bromsby have any enemies?
Oh, there are always those who envy a man who is successful in business. But to say that Sir Bromsby had enemies? No, I cannot think of anyone who would desire his death.
Anyone could. Just doesn't give people much to want that these days.
According to many witnesses, Sir Bromsby seemed anxious.
Well, he really was a little worried these days, but it was most certainly due to the strains associated with the reception, ensuring a good time for his guests and the happiness of his daughter. They have not seen each other in 6 years. Perhaps he could not see her in the room.
Yeah, you don't see your daughter for 6 years and you're about to celebrate that, and then boom, you get shot. Well, obviously it's bad for him and for her, but more likely him.
Thank you very much.
I am at your disposal.
Alright, let's talk to... Okay, I was about to say, I was like, I forgot you had to kind of move out of the way to fix that, so let's talk to Lavinia herself.
Please, sir, I have nothing to tell you. Everyone stands ready to accuse me of this foul deed. I have done nothing. I have only seen my father die before my very eyes on day of my majority.
This young lady tells the truth. I can attest to her every move since she first appeared in the doorway. Beg your pardon for speaking so boldly, miss.
Well, you came out of nowhere. What the, like a gosh darn Jack in the Box. And did you notice that, like, Sherlock Holmes, they had a specific cutscene to show her kissing her hand? Sherlock Holmes never does that in any of the books, so I guess they were trying to make him a bit more cordial in this case. But usually the way Sherlock Holmes is supposed to work is he's basically kind of socially, I wouldn't say he's autistic per se, but, you know, Sherlock Holmes cares about so many things that even though he's aware of social cues, sometimes he'll be willfully ignorant of it to like solve a case or whatever. So doing that is very weird that he gets a girl's hand like that. So that wasn't really his train of thought. Not that it's a big deal, it's just something, if you've read any of the books, you know that he never does that, so originally. So
where were you at the moment of the shooting?
I was near the bar speaking with Colonel Patterson. Everybody started applauding and turning towards the stage. I turned to look through the crowd.
Yeah, trying to look through the crowd, huh?
Did you notice anything in particular?
When one of the doors opened, I did see a person hidden from the other's view. A beautiful young lady stood just at the threshold. I felt somewhat ashamed for staring at her so intensely, but her considerable charms captured my full attention until the dreadful shooting took place.
You're distracted by a beautiful lady. Well, haven't we all?
Are you sure it was Miss Bromsby?
Yes, Colonel Patterson was next to me and can confirm what I saw. It seems to me that no one else was near us at that precise moment.
What is your reason for being here?
I owe it to Colonel Patterson. We met each other several days ago at his club. He kindly persuaded me to accompany him.
Well then, and we suddenly get stuck in here all of a sudden. Like, what the heck?
Were you at that precise spot at the moment of the murder?
Indeed, I was standing just there. I could easily see the door because there were so few people in front of me.
Okay.
What did you do right after the shot was fired?
I left the room as did almost everyone. I must leave now and make my excuses to Miss Lavinia for my behaviour, don't you think?
Thank you for your help.
It was not a problem.
Okay, so we should have done most of the stuff. I think I'm missing something because I'm supposed to. Let's see. Let me go back to that one. Let me go back to Mr. Grimble. Grimble again, just to make sure. Let's see. I'm trying to think about it. Okay, so. No, wait, not. No, I don't need to talk to him yet. Sorry, I was thinking of something else for a second. So, never mind. I'm out of line where I'm thinking. So, okay. Well, actually, let's talk to this guy again. I think now that that one guy's here, we can talk to him now.
Sir, now will you answer my questions?
I am listening to you.
Yeah, now that things are calmed down a bit.
Where were you precisely when the tragedy occurred?
We had been standing at the bar until the shot rang out, and I personally remained at the bar after it.
Did you happen to notice Miss Bromsby at that moment?
Impossible. My eyesight is so deucedly poor that I would not even notice if a fly fell into my whiskey.
Really?
Yes, damn shame. But I have a fine ear. I can offer much when the questions are about sounds. I can tell you that from all the applause, that old Bromsby had arrived and entered from my right. For the sound to have carried so well, the crowd must have been parted in that direction. I will add that if Lieutenant Harrington says that he saw a flea dancing with a fly in this place, you can take it on trust.
Okay.
Is there anything else you recall?
Well, hold on a moment. I do have a scoop for your tabloid. I can assure you that Bromsby was killed with a right revolver of small caliber.
Which we found in a red handbag earlier.
How long have you known Lieutenant Harrington?
We met at my officers' club several days ago. A brave boy, you can believe me. What could be better than to invite him to be my guest at this reception, where he could make many fair acquaintances?
Basically, ladies.
How long have you known?
I didn't mean to do that. I mean, you can spacebar through stuff to skip through dialogue if you've already heard it.
Thank you for this information, sir.
Colonel to you.
Oh yeah, when he says lieutenant, that's the British version of lieutenant, by the way, for those who are curious. But okay, so we got quite a bit of information, but we're not quite done with this place yet. So we got more clues to solve and more things to put together. Can we solve everything in this place? Will we be able to put together the clues to solve the mystery on the day one? Or is this game even bigger than we realized? We'll find out next time in the next episode.
It is not the time to join, Watson. I have not examined everything.
Yeah, we're not quite done yet. But find out what happens next time in the next episode of Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Silver Earring. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time.